what you want to do is kind of have a nice little setup, right? A nice little lighting setup. You could, like, I actually do it on my floor. So I have a really nice floor. I make sure it's super clean when I take the pictures, but it's called a flat lay, right? And so I have lights above me, and I also have like more professional lighting, but what you could do is just use a window. Like I have a nice window right here, and I could just lay the clothes on the floor. And what you do is you want to go to your iPhone. If you have an iPhone where the photo is, and you want to just put it on 1-to-1 where it's like a square. So for all the photos on eBay, the most optimized types of photos you're going to want to use is just the square photo. So to do that, you just go to photos, you just boom, you swipe up, and you'll see the dimensions. There's like 16:9, 4:3, 1:1. Just go to square. So square. And that's the most optimized way to do your eBay listing. So once you have the square, you're gonna get your jeans, you're gonna get your watch, you're gonna get whatever it is that you wanna sell, cologne or anything like that. You'll put it on either a flat lay, or if it's hats or something, you could put it on a table with like maybe a whitish or beige background or something in the background. Like I do all my hats in my kitchen. There's like a little background. So it's the table obviously goes like this, and then there's the background. I place the hat, and then I just shoot it straight on, tilt the hat, boom, shoot it, tilt the hat the other way. I get all angles of the hat. And so it's looking at like the table, and then there's like a wall in the background. And I have really good lighting right above my kitchen. There's lighting that comes down. You could use any type of lighting. You could just put it near your object, and you just want to use the square portion of your phone, and you want to get at least 12 to 24 photos. That is basically algorithm friendly for eBay, is 12 to 24 photos. And if you're doing clothing, you want to make sure you do the measurements, but it's essentially like pit to pit right here, and then it's the length. And so the roller would go from the top where the neckline is, it would go all the way down to the very bottom of the shirt, and then it would just go right around where the pit to pit is. Those are the two measurements I do. For jeans, I would just do the waist. So let's say this is the waist of the jeans. I'll put the roller on top of it. If it says 12, that means it's size 24 waist. Then I'll do the inseam. If it's 10 inches, then it's a 10-inch inseam. And then I'll do the length of the actual pant. You just put it on the, you would put it at the very base of the pant where the seam is, and then you would do the length all the way down to where the ankle is. And most of the time it's going to be in the 30 inch, right? 30 inch inseam. And so those are the measurements that I do. So when I do the photos, I do like 12 to 24, because you can only do 24 max photos. You want to make sure all the photos are very well lit. You want to make sure they're really the best photos that you can possibly do. Daytime light is really good lighting. Just make sure it's not dark. Make sure it's very well lit. Make sure it's true to its form. Don't try to like cheat or anything. If it has defects, make sure you point it out. If it has a hole, make sure you get a close-up photo of it. If it has a mark or a stain or anything like that, make sure you're getting all of the pictures of that pointed out. And you're also going to put that in the description of eBay. Hey, you could say like good condition. It does have a stain on the right side of the arm or something like that. So make sure when you're taking photos, they're the best photos that you can possibly do. I just use an iPhone. I have a DSLR, but I don't use that. It's I would get too many returns. You want to have something that is because the DSLR is going to make it look so good, and then when they get it, they're like, it's not as good as the photos. You want them to get it and be like, whoa, this is even better than the photos. So if you can have that seed planted in you, you will have very little returns. You'll have a lot of repeat customers, and it'll just spark the algorithm for you, because eBay seems like, whoa, this person does not get returns very often. He must be describing his items very well, which is very important. So a proper listing describes the item perfectly. If you want, the eBay algorithm is all about good listings, quality listings, right? So if you have very high sell-through rate item, that is step number one. That is pretty much the most important thing. So let's say you find like a Patagonia puffer jacket, or a North Face puffer jacket, or any type of brand that you look up, Levi's 513 or 514, one of them has 100% sell-through rate in like the size 34x34. In later videos, I'll go over like some of the best brands to sell, but whatever product it is, look up the sell-through rate, look at the market, see what they're listed for. So if they're listed for 34, but a lot of them are being sold at 20, maybe price it at 25 and you'll be at the top. However, yes, you need to study the market, study the sell-through rate. You have the item, but the next step is getting a proper listing up on eBay. In the more advanced section, I'll go over and show you how to list. I'll show you like a screen recording of my computer, and I'll show you how to do all the listings. This is basically just a very generalized, basic blueprint on eBay itself. Make sure you have your titles fully optimized. No like dashes or apostrophes. You don't need any of that. Yes, capitalize each word, and you also want it to be in a certain order, and you want to spell out the full word. You don't want to have abbreviations or anything like that. It confuses the eBay algorithm. You're not going to get the search results. So full words. So if it says XL on your shirt, extra large. The only way you would do abbreviations if it's a 2XL, because you don't want to type in extra large. You would literally put the number 2XL, and then right next to it you would put XXL. So if it's a 3XL, you would just put 3XL. So if it's a 3XL, 4XL, just do the number and then XL. So pretty much don't do any abbreviations unless it's the XL. That's the only time you would really want to do it. You want to spell out the full words. You don't want to say size with SZ. You want to put the full word size, but I don't even put size. I just put large, medium, small, extra small, fully spelled out. I don't put just XS, I put extra small. Helps the eBay algorithm. So let's just give you a very basic title SEO strategy that you want to do. This is a Brooks Brothers button-up shirt, right? So I find a lot of listings on eBay and how they would price it. The first word would be shirt, medium, Brooks Brothers, button-down, men's dress shirt, which is so out of order. You have to do it in this way and study this many times, but you want to have the brand first, okay? So if it's like Versace cologne, you would put Versace cologne. You wouldn't put anything else. Brooks Brothers shirt. So you have the brand. Then you have what it is. So if it's a jacket, you would put jacket. If it's a shirt, you would put shirt. You have to do in that order. So Brooks Brothers shirt. Then you put the gender. Men's. Then you would put the size, medium. And then you would put the color, blue. And then you would have the keywords after that. Button up, long sleeve, casual, preppy. That's how you would have the keywords. So recapping that, you have the brand. So if it's Nike, let's say I'm wearing a Nike shirt right now. Nike shirt, men's, medium, blue, long sleeve, pro combat, fitness, athleisure. That's when you would have all those keywords. The keywords don't necessarily need to be in a certain order, but that first part absolutely does. So Brooks Brothers shirt, men's, medium, blue, long sleeve, preppy, casual, button up. Those are those keywords. So that's a proper listing SEO wise. Make sure it's always in that order for every single listing. There's a way to sell similar on someone else's listing. So you could go on my store and let's say you have the same exact shirt. There's a part on eBay where you can hit sell similar and it'll actually give you the whole entire listing, how I would have it. But you would have to go in, make sure that it is customized to your product. So if you have the same shirt, yeah, you could copy my listing. You would have to add in your own photos. You can't use someone else's photos, but you could sell similar and post it. But make sure when you're going through the description and everything, make sure it's accurate to your item. Don't just copy people, don't copy titles. Make sure it is exactly what you have. Because if you mess up, let's say like you have a blue shirt but you put it as red, it's not going to get seen in the algorithm. You have to make sure that it is extremely accurate to what the item is. So a proper professional listing will have the proper title. It's going to have a good description, just describing what the item is. The description doesn't need to be anything crazy. If it has flaws, you just want to add pretty much all the flaws in the description. It'll also show you a condition description where you would say pre-owned, has a few marks, has a few stains. Then you would put the price. And according to your product, you'll look up the market, where are people listing it at, what are some of the recent solds, that's where you would list it. Shipping, I usually, for first class, I charge $5.95 for anything first class, and then $8.90 for anything priority, and I'll show you all the shipping stuff, don't worry. So that is the blueprint on titles. Now let's talk more about how to really get consistent sales on eBay